Hello friends, we are proceeding in our cell division and today we are going to discuss about the meiotic division. As we have discussed in our earlier lecture about the mitotic division, and I have given some references of the meiotic division also, and the comparisons between the meiotic division and mitotic division. So again, before starting the meiotic division, uh, I would like to go in the again some important factors. First of all, the meiotic division takes place in a germ cells. First of all, it takes place in the germ cells, means cells which are going to participate in the formation of the gametes. Means that is their cells are also termed as the meiocytes. These cells are known as the meiocytes, and they participate in the formation of the gametes, and meiocytes are diploid in nature. After the formation of the gametes are the haploid structure, but the cells those are going to participate in the meiotic division or in the formation of the gametes. For formation of the gametes, they are diploid in nature. And when we talk about the diploid nature of the cells, all the cells in the body of the animals or plants that are taking participation in the structure or they are making the body, they all are diploid cell except the gametes. Only the gametes in our body are the haploid cells, and rest the cells are diploid in nature, means they contains the total number of the chromosomes. Suppose in our cases the number of chromosomes is 46 chromosomes in a human cell. So number of the chromosome is 46. That is the diploid number of the chromosomes, and it is present in each and every cell except the gametes. In the gametes the number is 23. That is the haploid number. Means if the total number is 46 of the chromosome, there are two sets of the 23 pair chromosome. This is the haploid number of the chromosome. This is 23, not 23 pair. 23 pairs is the diploid number. Okay, so 23 pair is the diploid number, and when the 23 and 23 they are in pairs, they are in separate groups, this is termed as the haploid number. So the gametes means suppose we talk about the male gamete, that is sperm in human case, that contains only 23 number of the chromosome. Similarly in the cases of the plants also, the number of the chromosome in each cell is fixed in each species. Every species has a fixed number of the chromosomes. Like in our cases, the number of the chromosomes is 46, and as a human species, either we are here in India or somewhere else, the number of chromosome is not going to be changed. It remains same for the species throughout the world, or we can say in the universe. This number is fixed, and as we have discussed, it takes place in the germ cells, or the meiotic division takes place in the germ cell. What is the importance of meiotic division? Again, I would like to tell you here, for the maintenance of the number of the chromosomes in the offspring, means in the coming generations, the number of chromosomes must remain same. That is, suppose here the number of chromosomes is 46, and our offspring must contain the same number, and that is maintained by this meiotic division, because after the gamete formation, the gametes go in the fertilization, means there is the fusion of male and female gametes, and by the fusion of the male and female gametes, suppose both are haploid here, and when they fertilize, when they fuses, again number comes, that is the 46. Suppose sperm, it contains 23 and here ovum or egg. it again contains 23 number. So when they fertilize the fuses, the 23 pairs is maintained. Now this cell will go in division and develop a individual and organism, and now this cell is diploid. This cell is diploid. So after the regular division, continuous division, that is mitotic division, the body is formed and an organism is developed after the repeated divisions. So the number is maintained with the help of the meiotic division. So the role of the meiotic division is in the maintenance of the number of chromosomes. That is very important for us, and regularly for the generations the number remains same. It is not changed, because if there is any change in the number of chromosomes or so that will cause some genetic disorder or genetic problems in a human being. So we have to maintain this number identical in our generations also, and this is done by the help of the meiotic division. Okay, so this is also termed as the reduction division. Now we will discuss the meiotic division takes place in two phases. First one is the meiotic first, and second one is the meiotic two. These are the two successive stages, and again in the meiotic first there are the four stages, that is the prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase first, and telophase first. We are numbering them according to their stage, or in which stage they are happening. So in the meiotic first we have given them prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, and telophase 1. There is no need to any sort of confusion. And similarly in the meiotic division there is a prophase second, metaphase second, anaphase second, and telophase second. Okay, in between meiotic first and meiotic second, a shorter event takes place, or a shorter stage comes, that is known as interkinesis. Okay, it's a interkinesis. In this stage there is no synthesis of DNA takes place. Okay, it's just a phase in between the meiotic first and meiotic second. After the meiotic first division, means after the telophase first, in some plants there is no cytokinesis takes place. Directly cell goes in the prophase 2 or meiotic second. But in animal, in cases of animal cells, there is a cytokinesis takes place, and after that the meiotic second starts. If you have gone through the earlier video, as I have discussed the stages and the events that takes place in the division, mitotic division, like prophase 1, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. What type of changes are happening or taking place in the each stage we have discussed. And similarly in the meiotic division also the events takes place likely as were in the mitotic division. But when we discuss about the meiotic first, here is a very important phase takes place in the prophase first, and that I will discuss in detail, because that is very important to stage. Okay, so in the prophase first there is a very important event, that is known as the crossing over takes place in this prophase 1. Prophase first is the longest phase of the meiotic division, and in this prophase first division there are some other stages takes place, some, and that is the lactotine. There are the stages: lactotine, zygotine, pachytene, diplotene, and dikinesis. Okay, these are the stages under which the crossing over takes place. Very important, again I am repeating, because most of the variations that are visible among animals and plants, these are either they are genetic, or they are we can say phenotypic or genotypic. Means variations is at two level, that is genotypic variation. There is a slight difference between the genetic constitution of organism of the same species. There is very slight difference, and similarly when the genotypic structure is changed, there is phenotypic change is certain, that is to be happened. So by the crossing over, the variations develops, and these variations are observable phenotypically as well as genotypically. So what I would focus now on the crossing over. What happens in the crossing over, that is the very much important from the examination point as well as for the understanding the process. So I will discuss about the crossing over, and the main stage, that is the pachytene, in which the process takes place. Although Prophase first is concerned with the crossing over, but pachytene is the peculiar phase in which this process happens. So there must not be any confusion. In some examinations like NEET etc., it is asked in which stage the of the meiotic division crossing over takes place. So you must be sure that is the pachytene of the meiotic first or Prophase first. Okay. So what is crossing over? Crossing over is the mutual exchange of genetic material between non-sister chromatids of a homologous pair of chromosome. Okay, homologous pair chromosome we are talking about here. What is homologous chromosome? In a diploid set of the chromosome, one is paternal and one is maternal, and they are identical in their structure. So such type of the pair is termed as the homologous pair. And what they do, normally we see the chromosome looks in bivalent position. This is the centromere and this is the chromatid. But in the division, it appears in tetrad form. Okay, so these two are the sister chromatids. They are sister chromatids of the single chromosome. And when we talk about the non-sister, means the another chromosome of the pair. Okay, so this arm and this arm, these are the non-sister chromatids. So exchange takes place between the arms of this chromosome and this chromosome. Okay, and exchange is also unique in amount. How much amount of this chromosome is shifting towards this non-sister? Equally amount is transferred from this arm to Yeah, you must be sure there is equal amount is being exchanged between the non-sister chromatids. So how this takes place? When we talk about prophase first, there takes place, first of all, what happens? The pairing of the homologous chromosomes takes place. Suppose this is a homologous pair. I will draw with some different color here. Okay. This is a homologous pair of a chromosome. Just to understand, I have been drawing it with different colors. Okay. So these are the chromatids, sister chromatids of a chromosome, and this is the non-sister chromosome. Okay. And this is the centromere. So first of all, there takes pairing of the chromosome takes place in the leptotin stage. It starts from the leptotin stage, and what happens here? Just the pairing of the homologous chromosomes takes place. After the pairing, now there takes place another step. First is the pairing of the chromosome, pairing of homologous chromosome. Okay. Now second is the synapsis takes place. They come closer to one another. Okay. They come closer to one another. Okay. Likely. And in the next stage, what happens? This is termed as the synapsis here takes place. And now in the next stage, what happens? They are intertwined towards one another. They are literally intertwined. They are intersecting to one another. Like suppose this is our first chromosome of the pair, and its arm is going towards like this. And this is our second chromosome, and its arm is like this. Okay, and second arm is here, like this. Okay, so now they are making cross to one another, and this point of intersection, this is known as the chiasma. The point of intersection of the chromosomes of the chromatids is known as the chiasma, and in some chromosomes it is at one point, and in some longer chromosomes it might become at 2 or 3 places or more places. The intersection of the chromosomes depends on the length of the chromosome. If suppose a chromosome is longer in shape, size, then there might become 2 or 3 chiasmas, or there may be intersection at 2 or 3 places in a sister chromatids. So this is the condition in this chromosome. So this is the chiasma at the one point. Intersection is taking place at the one point here. Okay. So in the next, now what happens here? They are pulled together by the spindle fibers. I have taken them not inside the cell, I have taken out of the cell. So suppose as we have seen in the metaphase, there is a development of spindle fibers takes place, and chromosomes comes on the equator. Similarly, in this phase also, what is happening? Suppose now this is the stage we are proceeding in. Still now we are in the our later packeting stage, and what is happening in the cell? Now the development of the spindle fibers takes place, and centriole is also moving towards the, likely see here, centriole is moving towards the opposite side, and spindle fibers are developed in the cell. Okay, so this type of the changes is taking place in the cell. And after the chiasma formation, now they are stretching towards one another. And what happens here, the very dramatic change takes place here. This is the first chromosome and this is the normal arm. There is no any change. And in the second arm, what happens here, this is the part of the pollen, and from the point of intersection, this part is being attached here. Now this becomes here, I'll change color here. This is now black in color. Okay, on the both, in the both chromatids. Okay, and in the second chromosome, what happens here, this arm is the normal, there is no change, and this is the here the olden arm part, and this part is here being transferred from the another chromatid. Okay, this now it's a very dramatic change. From the point of intersection, the parts of the chromosome that is left over is attached with the arm, golden arm here. Similarly, you can observe here, this one is a part of this chromatid, and this black part is the part that is transferred from this chromatid. So this is the mutual exchange, and now you can observe the characters of this chromosome pair and characters of this chromosome pair is absolutely changed now, because what is being changed here, that is the genetic material, that is the chromosome or DNA is here, and DNA plays vital role because it's a genetic material. So when a slight part is being transferred from this chromatid to this, automatically the character of the chromosomes is being changed, and this change brought the variations in the organisms, either in the plant or in animals also. And variations are considered as the evolutionary step in the history of any species, either that is animal or plant, that is considered as the evolutionary process, and that makes also the any species more stable in the sphere. So like this way the variations are happening in the organisms. So now I think you can easily understand what is crossing over and why, what are the factors uh, or what are the events. That's why we are, although our parents are same, but suppose we are, there are 4 children of our parent, and all the 4 are, although they are similar in some aspects, but still they have some differences also, and that is because of this crossing over. This is the very mystical event that is taking place in the meiotic division. And as we are aware that meiotic division takes place in the animals that are reproducing sexually, means where the sexual reproduction is taking place. So this way, now if you have understood the crossing over easily, then you can understand what will be the fate of this chromosome now. As I have discussed that out of a myocyte, means suppose a single cell which is going in the meiotic division, that forms 4 cells. Okay, and I have also told that these cells are different in nature. Those cells formed by the meiotic divisions, they are not of similar type. Now we'll see how this dissimilarity takes place. First of all, I think you must have understand from this point of here. And now again what will happen, now the cells are being separated, and the processes like metaphase, anaphase and telophase are taking place regularly. And by this way, suppose now we are in the telophase. So first I would draw a diagram of the that is stage. what happens in the telophase. This is the condition here. Okay, so now the chromosomes are being shifted. Suppose this is the we are in our telophase, and now they are being pulled by the to the opposite poles by the spindle fibers. So in the one cell, this one chromosomes come, and now it is thinned. Okay, so now it's a look like a chromatin material. Okay, so this is now thin. Okay, similarly here the another chromosome, this one is again in the condition in which it was in the prophase, early prophase. Okay, this is the centriole here, this is the nucleoli. Okay, because in the telophase this the development or we can say there is the regeneration of the nuclear membrane takes place. Also the centriole regenerates, and nucleolus is again regenerated in the telophase. So now this is the telophase first of the meiotic first. Okay, now the cells are being separated and two cells are formed, and both the cells have here the haploid number of the chromosomes. Now this homologous chromosome pair is now one chromosome goes in a one cell and another goes in the second cell. Okay, and now the again meiotic second starts. Okay, and in the meiotic second all the steps and all the processes are of the same. Only the change is that, as we have seen here, the chromosomes like this is the one pair, and now this is the second, this is the second chromosome. Okay, this is the second chromosome. Now they are in different cells. This is in one cell and this is in the another cell, and both cells will go in the meiotic second division. And what will happen here in the last phase, when we see in the telophase, suppose we have taken this cell, now the this will pass through the prophase to metaphase 2 and anaphase 2 and telophase 2. What will happen in the telophase? One cell will contain this part, this chromosome in the one cell. Another cell will contain this part of the chromosome. Okay. And in this case, what will happen? One cell will contain, this will contain this chromosome, okay, this part, and another will contain this part. Okay, now the four cells are being formed, and as I have told that they are different in genetic constitution, so you can easily observe here these cells are different in their genetic constitution. Okay, although this cell and this is more similar to one another, and these cells are of different nature. So what we have observed here, the basic function of the meiotic division is just to establish the chromosome numbers in the offsprings, and more important event that is happening here is the crossing over. And what does the crossing over makes? It creates some differences. There takes place exchange of the genetic material, mutual exchange of the genetic material, and that causes variations. and variations are, as I have discussed again and again repeating, they are considered as the evolutionary step, and where the more variations in a genetic constitution, that is considered as the more stable genetically as well as phenotypically. So like this way we have completed our meiotic subdivision, and you must not be confused because rest of the changes they are taking similarly in the like in prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. All the changes means in the prophase, what we observe there, that is the nuclear membrane starts disintegrating, nucleolus also starts to disappear, and centriole starts dividing and moving towards the opposite poles. In the metaphase, what we observe there, the chromosomes comes on, they become stout, tough, and thickened, and they come on the equatorial plate or metaphasic plate, and spindle fibers are well developed there, and there is totally disappearance of the nuclear membrane. Nucleolus is also absent, and centriole is after division shifted towards the opposite poles, and spindle fibers are attracting, or you can say snatching the chromosomes towards their side in the metaphase. And in the anaphase, again what we see, there is the degeneration of the spindle fibers takes place, because anaphase is shorter phase, and in the telophase what we observe, there is the movement of the chromosomes on the opposite pole, shifted towards the opposite pole, and it again starts thinning again starts, and the cells are being separated either by the groove formation or either by the plate formation. In case of the plant cells, there is plate formation, and in the animal cells there is the formation of the groove takes place, and after that the cells are being separated. Okay, so these same steps are taking place here also, but this phase means that event that is crossing over, it's a unique feature of the meiotic phase, and it is of much importance for ourselves. So try to understand this. Okay, and if there comes any confusion, go through your reliable book or consult. Okay, thank you.